Welcome everyone to another Monday night call. Tonight we're doing things a little bit differently. We've got two guest speakers on tonight, and these are beautiful women who have been around for a little while now, but they have been plugging away. They've both got incredible stories. They are very determined and resilient women, and I find both of them super inspiring, and I feel very honored to call both of them my friend. And I'm not going to go too much into their background. They're going to share a little bit about themselves with you. But Fiona, I am going to get you to introduce yourself first and share with everyone on the call tonight a little bit about your background, honey. Fill us in.
Hey guys, no worries. Hi, I'm Fiona. If you don't know me, I've been in the Juice Plus company for about 3 years. It's nearly my anniversary in August. Now, can you hear me okay? Because my earphones crackly? No? Good. Awesome. And thank you for asking me to share, Christine. And yeah, I suppose, did you ask me to start with just my story, how I came into the business? Yep. So when I first found Juice Plus, it was all about the product, totally product. My son was having severe anxiety because it is a long story, but when he was born, he had a stroke, and I was just searching and looking for something that was just going to help him, because he has this thing called selective mutism, which means that he doesn't speak to certain people. But when we found the product, he was in a really bad place. So he was just not speaking to teachers at all, not strangers, sometimes not the family. I was just in that place that, what are we going to do for him? So it was all about the product for me. And I just had my third child, and I was just so unhealthy, craving Diet Coke, sugar, eating bun loaf. I was just not good and not in a good place. So I suppose for both of us, it just made sense. And when I saw, when Tanya reached out to me, I just thought, yes, this is what we've been looking for. You know, Ashton there was no improvement really. He was going backwards, and he was in year 4. So I was really fearful for the future. So when she reached out to me, I said, I'll do the business. I'm not going to do anything with it. But yeah, I'll say yes because I like to get my products cheaper. And I was one of those women that had tried Norwex, Tupperware, you name it, selling things at the markets. I was just entrepreneurial. I knew I've been strong in my mindset because I've done a lot of I've done uni course, like I've got a bachelor, I'm a teacher, and I just knew that I was strong in my mindset. So I'll give it a go, got nothing to lose. And oh my goodness, I just had early success. I just was sharing this product like crazy because I saw Ashton started speaking. His teacher emailed me and said, Fiona, what's going on? He's just so less anxious. And when I saw that, I just sat there and I thought, wow, this product is like nothing I've ever seen before. So I had to share it with others. And then I was just passionately sharing from the heart what I loved about it, because I could see what it was doing for me. I could see what the changes in Ashton. And then my other sons had amazing results with ear infections, and I wasn't craving sugar anymore. I was losing weight. There's just so many things. I just fell in love with the product. So I suppose it just brimmed out of me, and I started spewing Juice Plus at everyone. But to my advantage, it actually worked. Like, I wouldn't do that ever again. I'm so embarrassed. I was the Juice Plus robot, but people really had never heard of this. And yeah, I just had all these customers coming out of, I was just going, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. So yes, just early success is why I said yes. And then I started reaching promotions. I started to believe in myself, and I thought, wow, I can really do this. And when I was doing Tupperware, you can't be passionate about plastic. Like, this is something so different, helping people with their health. And, I've got so much plastic Tupperware in the cupboard, but I would never go back, because this is something that you're changing lives, you're helping others with their health. And yeah, that's why I love it so much. Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
No, not at all. I love it. I love hearing your story. And we don't often hear of other people that have done other network marketing companies either. It's very rare. Like, a lot of people come into Juice Plus and they've never done anything like this before. So I love that. And I think Dion's the other one as well that's tried a few other companies. But it's so nice to hear when people say, you know what, Juice Plus, like, it trumps all the other companies, and we do have a timeless product, a product that everybody needs, that, you know, is changing lives out there. So we can all go to bed and rest our head at night knowing that we're doing an incredible thing. You know, we really are. We're making a big impact to one of the biggest issues in the world right now, which is health. So, Stubby, I'm going to head across now, and why don't you share with everyone why you said yes plus? And I just want to share with a lot of people that I didn't know Vanessa before she came into this business, but a friend of mine that I grew up with kept banging on about this girl that she knew, and it went on for months. And I kept saying to my friend, like, have you mentioned it yet? Have you got her on? She's like, oh yeah, she wants this information, she wants that information, she's thinking about this. And I'm like, oh no, not another thinker. But Vanessa has come into this business. She's been an absolute light. She's one of my best friends on the planet. And honey, I'd love you to share with people what eventually got you over the line with the Juice Plus.
Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for asking me to talk tonight. I feel very, very honoured, actually. So I guess the reason I said yes and got crossed over the line is because I heard a story about someone who had kids, or someone who had eczema themselves. And my kids all had suffered from eczema early in their lives. So at the time I had 3 children, and all 3 in their first 12 months of life had all suffered from eczema in different areas of their body at different severities. And yeah, basically I heard stories. We've tried everything. We tried everything in terms of, you know, changing our diet, all the topical stuff, and nothing was getting to the root of the issue. So I thought, well, why not? This really does sound amazing. After I checked out how it was made, and how, you know, simple it was, and that it was literally just fruits and vegetables, that was ticking a lot of the boxes for me. So I thought, well, let's give it a go. I'm a personal trainer. It really aligns with my values, and if I can make some money from it as well, then I'm winning, you know. So I didn't believe in myself enough to really make this a career at that point. I literally just wanted to cover the cost of my product. And yeah, when we had amazing success from in my kid's eczema, at the time it was my third child who had eczema all up his back. He was about 10 months old, and he was my guinea pig, who I was going to really sort of, okay, if this works, it's going to be obvious on him. And within about 6 months, like, it did take a little while, but within about 6 months, he completely cleared up. There was nothing on his back. He was on the chews. We started on the berry capsules, but then we changed to the chews. And he's never had a flare-up ever again since, and neither of the other 2 older ones. And then, yeah, it was a life changer for me. And then when I saw the vision of what this business actually is, and I started to believe in myself a bit more, I decided to absolutely run with it. So that's where I am now. Did that answer the question?
Yes, you did. Thank you. And it's because of me, that's why you stick around, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be here without you.
Awesome, girls. So 2 totally different stories, but you can kind of see that mums are doing it for their kids, right? We get so many more parents into the business and onto the product because they'll do more for their kids than they will do for themselves. So I love that, and that's there's a lesson for everybody in that as well. So I'm going to go back to you, Vanessa. I'd love you to share, you know, what is it about the business that you love most? About what is it that you love about what we get to do on a daily basis?
Oh my goodness, I actually had to write some notes down for this because I don't know how to limit it to just 1 or 2 things. But basically, I love everything. I really, really do. I love how we are encouraged to care more for other people. Like, as a personal trainer, I always was interested. Sorry, my kids are just walking. I've always been interested in caring for people, but this has taken it to a whole new level, and I've never really felt more. Oh dear, I've never really felt more in control, and yeah, being able to help other people. I love that we are completely supported. Come here. Okay, hang on, mate, hang on. I love that we're completely I love that we can do this around our kids, right? That we're completely, oh geez, supported in our own goals and aspirations. And I love that the paycheck is a direct reflection of how many families we actually get to impact. I love the flexibility of it, being able to do this around and with my children. And I love the product, obviously, and the amazing community and the people involved. Now, I hope that that was answer, because, yeah, I totally got interrupted there.
No, that's awesome, honey. And has your partner, Daniel, has he always been supportive of you in this business as well?
Yes, he has. He really has. He's definitely been a huge, like, he was the one who basically said, yeah, give it a go. He doesn't still, like, to this day, understand what I see in it, and that's the struggle. But in saying that, he does support me in what I'm doing.
I love that. Awesome, honey. Okay, Fiona, I'm heading across to you now. What do you love most about what we do on a daily basis, honey?
Okay. Oh, there's so many things. I would say probably the relationship building, basically making new friendships and connecting with other mums like me. I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've created a group for, it's called the Bayside Mums Collective. And I live on the Bayside at Wynnum in Tingalpa in Brisbane. And it's going so well. So I just initially made the group to make new connections with mums that are like me. You know, they've got little ones at home. So basically, I'm a little bit older mum compared to some of them, because I've got my third child, he's 3. And I found that because he's just started childcare, but before that, he didn't really have anyone his own age, because all friends from school, their kids are all at school. And I've got 2 older ones at school, but I was finding, he doesn't really have anyone his own age to play with. And it would, you know, kill 2 birds with one stone by making new friendships for myself, for my business. And so, yeah, it's been going amazing. I set up regular catch-ups. We had one on Wednesday. I had about 10 mums there, and there was like so many mums they're new mums, because I've created this group. I create events, and we've gone to, you know, we've catch up at Wynnum, at the foreshore, you know, at playgrounds, there's another King Country where animals, so it's been really popular. And you know, I actually touch base with these women and just make those connections and ask what is it they do, and ask if they're coming along to the next catch up. Every catch up, I always message them and say thanks for coming, and I love that carrot cake. Can you give me that recipe that you made? And so that's going really well for me. So that's one of my favorite things, like the friendships, creating friendships. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see where that's going to go, because everyone's really keen for the next catch up, and there's always new people coming along because I share it in groups, some of the mums groups. And yeah, so that's one of my favorites. That probably my top favorite would be professional development and mindset work and self-development, because in my teaching background, it's something that we're required to do, always be growing professionally. You're never staying the same, you know, teachers are learners too. So I really found that I love that. And at the moment, I'm reading this awesome book by Abraham Hicks called Ask and It's Given, and I'm in love with it. It is amazing. It, you know, so that just reading things on Audible, it really just is so refreshing. And I feel like I have bigger goals and dreams for myself, and I know anything's possible. And I just wanted to share one of the quotes out of the book. It's so exciting. It said, instead of earning abundance, allow your abundance. Your action has nothing to do with your abundance. Your abundance is a response to your vibration. So it's awesome quotes like that. It's all about law of attraction and your vibration. And so I suppose the 2 for me would be creating new connections with mums like myself and women, helping them create an income from home. And also, the mindset work, and also the amazing community. Like, there's so many things I could list for ages, but they're probably my favorite. I love growing professionally, personally, and making those connections.
I love that, honey. And it's been so refreshing to see you have that community and have it growing as well, because it doesn't matter whether you are a mum or not. It doesn't matter if you've got kids or if you're in a relationship or not. People want to feel connected. They want to feel included rather than excluded. So, creating groups around what your passions are is a really cool way to find the like-minded people. The girls and I on, what was that? Was that Friday night? We did a movie night. So I love movies. I love going to the movies. I find it way overpriced though. So we found a cinema that we actually got free access to. And, you know, and we catered and had drinks and nibblies, and it was just a brilliant night, you know, and just all the women that came that night loved the connection, loved the movie, loved getting out, because a lot of them were mums and had a tough week. So what are some things, what are some events and things that you can do around your passions to bring other people together? I know Vicky was going hiking and on walks with people, you know, and she was connecting with other like-minded women who love to do the same thing. So, you know, what is it? It could be around fitness, it could be around rollerblading, it could be around paddleboarding, or, you know, maybe it's just mums that want to get out of the house and connect with other mums, you know, with kids of the same age. So there's so many ways to do it. And if you don't have kids, maybe you go and join some meetup groups. Maybe you socially go and catch up with people, or create your own social get-together. So whatever it looks like for you, there you go. Barbie's got a coffee meet and greet every week. That's awesome. That's so good. And it gives people something to look forward to, especially people that maybe don't have friends or family, or a lot of friends and family where they are. They can look forward to coming to your catch-up every week. So I love that. Awesome. All right. So, Fiona, going back to you, what's been one of your biggest lessons on this journey so far?
Okay, cool. There's been a few. So I was a painfully shy person, very introverted, so it was a really big thing for me to put myself out there. So I struggled in the beginning with doing lives. Mel Brandt is my mentor, my biggest mentor, and she has been amazing, like encouraging me to do lives, because that was not my thing. I hated speaking on a camera, and look at me now, oh my gosh. But yes, so probably personal growth, because I was so painfully shy. Another thing, Linda always says, if you have the self-belief, borrow it from the others that have gone before you. So that's one big thing that I've found, because yeah, I've struggled with self-belief until I started to build it slowly. And yeah, so I think that was one outcome. When reaching out have been my biggest challenge, and Mel knows, she's always encouraging me and helping me through those. I've always struggled with reaching out to people, and Mel always says it's not about you. Like, just remember, it's not about you. You're helping. How can you be so selfish to hold this back from people? This could change their lives. Look at what it's done for your son. So yes, I think to detach from the outcome, they're not saying no to me, they're saying no to themselves. So that's been one big thing, that one of the lessons. And people are watching. I had a mum message me the other day saying, oh, Fiona, I'm sorry to say this, but we don't know each other from school. I've passed you in school drop off, but I just want to say I love your posts, and thank you for sharing snippets of your life, because you've really inspired me with your meditation zone, because I did a post about, this is my new meditation zone. I'm so excited. And I didn't think anyone really cared. But yeah, to hear that, I thought, wow, my job is done. I'm inspiring women, and that's what my goal would be to do. So yeah, people are watching, and I think that's all I wrote down. They're the main things that, yeah, I haven't really had too many neg ferrets or anything, because I think I probably need to get to that next level of growth. I'm probably still growing myself. Once I get to that, you know, they say when it's the next level, it's the next devil that you have to face. So I've probably got a lot more growth ahead of me. I've had a lot of positivity so far, but yeah, they're the main things I would say. Personal growth, probably the biggest lesson it's been the most challenging thing, putting yourself out there and worrying what people think.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question.
So can I get a show of hands? Who can resonate with at least 1, 2, or 3 things that Fiona's just shared there of challenges? Yeah. So guys, when you go through them, please know that you're not alone. We've all been through it, all going through it, and it comes in waves. You think you've just, you know, got over it, and you're like, yes, I've nailed that one. And then 2 months, 6 months, 12 months down the track, it rears its head again. And you're like, why is that coming back again? I did it ages ago. So don't worry, okay? Just enjoy the journey. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And as Fiona said, the self-development, the growth, it's continual. It never stops. You never get to a final destination, go, oh, I've finished with all the self-development now. I'm fit. I've got this now. It's just never ending. So just enjoy it, and immerse yourself in some of these amazing books. Like anything by the Law of Attraction and all that kind of thing is just phenomenal stuff. There's so many amazing books, and if you go to our mesh page in the files section, in our starter guide, we've got a whole page of self-development books if you want to go and try and find some. So Stubby, I'm going to hand over to you, honey. What have been some of the biggest challenges for you so far on this journey?
So I I had early success like Fiona did as well, and that was such a blessing because it really instilled in me confidence. However, then sort of everything took a bit of a crash, I guess you could say, in my business. A lot of people left, and that really was a test for me, and to see how much I wanted it and how, I guess resilient I was. And yeah, personal development is definitely a huge, huge and such a big bonus of this business. Like it really is. I had no idea that I heard of personal development, but to get this as part of a business is just, it's beyond amazing. Such a blessing to this industry. And so to have that personal development to really get me through that period and to really sort of dig deep, because before this business, I never dreamed. I was literally just living in the now. We were living week to week, like financially, and I never really sort of looked ahead and thought about the future at all. And now I guess you could say I was playing small, but now I'm learning. I'm still learning to dream bigger, to sort of shoot for the moon, and even if I miss, I'm going to land amongst the stars, because we can make a difference, and that's the biggest thing. Like even if we're just talking to a couple of people, even if we just send a couple of messages a day, reaching out and just connecting and caring about someone, you're literally making a difference in those couple of people's lives. So if you can then just expand on that and play a little bit bigger and talk to more people and make an impact on more people's lives, like that's a ripple effect that you can't even stop once it starts. And so, that's my first one. And then being consistent in what it is that you're doing, because if I wasn't consistent, I think throughout that period where my business did sort of take a bit of a plummet, if I wasn't consistent, I don't think I would still be in the game or where I am right now. So, having 4.5 children makes it really challenging to sort of do a business from home. However, getting on top of your consistency and picking those high-paying activities, and just doing them every single day, that's what's really helped me to push through, I think, that down period in my business. I think that's all I have.
That's awesome, honey. And I saw your post today, I think it was, about the big pile of washing you had to get through, but then you had to play with the boys as well. And you absolutely make it look easy, juggling 4 kids with one on the way and still managing to rock this business. And for those that don't know, Vanessa actually laid her mum to rest last Wednesday, and
Don't get me started.
snap out of it. And she just took it all in her stride and just kept going with the business. She wanted to come to Super Saturday with me like 3 days later, and I was like, no, just stay home and just rest. But she just wanted to get back into this business. And Vanessa, that kind of leads me on to the next question too, honey. Like, what stops you from quitting these days?
Well, let me get my notes because I can't see anymore. Basically, my stubbornness, perhaps. I get that from my mum, which is such a blessing and a curse. But no, basically alongside that is my family, and the fact that it literally is, if not this, then what? Because prior to this, I was a personal trainer, which I absolutely loved doing, but I didn't like the fact that it was taking me away from being the kind of mum that I wanted to be. I wanted to be the mum who is home picking the kids up from school and going to all their special occasions and making the family dinner and sitting down and having a family meal every night. I wanted to be that mum, and personal training wasn't allowing me to do that because I was training clients at 6 in the morning and dinner time in the evening. And so I was hardly getting to see my kids. Even like I even opened up a home studio at home, and that's still the times people want to train. And then they're just coming to your house, and then kids are coming in and getting underneath the weights. And anyway, that's a whole other thing. But if not this business that is so stinking flexible around your family, then what is it going to be? And having 5 kids scares the crap out of me, and I don't know what profession I'll be able to do that will allow me to put my kids through school, be present, be that mum I want to be, and still bring money in towards to support my husband who's working his bum off on his own. This business, like what Christine said, if it wasn't for this, I got to spend the last couple of weeks with my mum, and she was in my care for a couple of weeks before she ended up being in hospital, and I was literally there. My husband had to get time off work to watch the kids, and I didn't have to tell anyone. My team knew and they supported me, and nothing has changed in my business since I was spending that quality time. As Christine said, I wanted to pick up the business, but at the same time, I was completely 100% present with my mum, spending those last precious moments that I'll never get back. With her, and you can't, to have the support from this community as well during that time was unbelievable. And I wasn't going to cry on tonight's one. But yeah, I literally couldn't have done and spent that time guilt-free without this business. So, I'm just forever going to be grateful for what this has provided. I forget what the question was now, but yeah.
That was awesome, honey. The question was what stops you from quitting, but you've absolutely nailed it. And I'm in the same boat as Vanessa. My dad's not well as well. We're watching him deteriorate every single week. And if I was in any other career, there's no way I would have the quality time that I've got with him now. So thank you, Stubby. You are amazing. Fiona, what stops you from quitting, honey? I know you've had your ups and downs on this business, but why are you still here?
Okay, there's lots of reasons. Community would be definitely a big one, but I can extend on what you guys have just talked about. A bit more than 12 months ago, my father passed away, and not long after that, my stepfather passed away, and they were both early 70s. So I had a wake-up call then when I thought, oh my goodness, I have something in my hands that is gold, that I can just be helping people with their health, because my mum has been on this product the same amount as me at 3 years, the same I have, and she's had amazing results from her just recently from her blood tests. And I thought, wow, I just love helping people. You just don't know who needs this. So yeah, I suppose that I had a wake-up call when my dad and my stepdad passed away, because I thought, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So we've got gold in our hands that we can be sharing, and how selfish of me not to be sharing this. So I have to keep this going. So that's one reason. And my team, one of my team, Barbie, is on the call now. So she's amazing. And I love hearing her story of how the products have helped her with her epilepsy. And my son also has recently been diagnosed with epilepsy. So this product is just phenomenal. So I love being on this mission of helping others with their health, and also helping Barbie, my team members, achieve their goals. So that lights me up, because I have got that teaching background, but also just loving seeing them, help their families and achieve what they want to achieve out of this business. So I couldn't walk away from that. But also one of my biggest things is my kids and my family. And I always remember Emma Snedden saying at that, I think it was 90-day game plan, my first 90-day game plan, she said, how could you say to your kids, I could have had it all, but I walked away from it because I couldn't be bothered. you know, how could you say that? I just always go back to what Emma said. How could you like deny that from your kids? They could have this all. And yeah, I don't care how long it takes me, but I know I'll be at the top one day. I'm not walking away until I am. And it's not all about being at the top, but it's about the journey along the way, isn't it? And yeah, so my dreams are too important to me, and to walk away from how far I've come. Like, and I remember Fraser Brooks said at Game Plan as well, he did an analogy of you're walking people with you, you know, up to SC, and you're at that place, because I'm SC, and you could go back, but when you look back, you've come so far, you've got to keep going. So yeah, there's a few reasons, but mainly in success, I'm just one of those high achievers. I just love, there's so much about this that I love. So, but yeah, definitely family and my team and health, helping with their health. Hope that answers your question.
That's amazing, honey. Thank you for sharing that. And I know that both your stories are resonating so many. The chat's going nuts in there. And Paul, sorry to hear about your mother as well. Yeah, like we see that a lot. A lot of people love this business because of the community, because of the mentoring that they get for free that comes with this community as well. And it's kind of addictive. The caliber of people that we get associated with in the Juice Plus company is next level. And for those that were at conference, you know, we had Dave O'Brien open conference, and he's on another planet, that man, you know, and we are so lucky and fortunate and grateful to have people like him accessible to us every day, you know, and just inspiring us and, you know, linking arms with us and showing us the way. So I love that, girls. Absolutely, this has been a brilliant call. I've got another question for you both. Stubby, I'm going to go back to you. What advice have you got for anyone that's new in the business? I can see a few new faces on here tonight. What advice have you got for someone just starting out?
That would be to stay consistent. And this is my favorite piece of advice. And that's because it literally is what I've done this whole entire time. And it works for every aspect of our life as well. And this business is definitely no exception. So, you know, we're taught so many times by our amazing upline leaders who have succeeded already on this journey. And they've gone ahead of us, and they've walked the walk, and they're talking the talk. And that it takes time, it takes the consistency, and it also takes that willingness to really actually do the activities required. And, you know, as I said before, for me, it's always been about being consistent. And I knew that this was going to be a journey. I knew that this was going to be, well, they tell you, you know, it's a 3 to 4 year career at least. So it's my job, like I've taken it as my responsibility to be the example, to keep showing up no matter what, because I believe in this so much that, you know, it's this or nothing for me. And if I can't, you know, if I can go through having however many kids and losing my mum and still do this business, anyone can. And I want to be that example to show you that it is possible. You know, we know that not everyone's going to stand the test of time in this business, but if we stay consistent and focus on those high-paying activities, and, you know, literally there's days that I can only get 20 minutes max on the business, and in those 20 minutes I make sure that I'm doing the high-paying activities, and that is a bare minimum. So it's amazing what you can achieve if you're just doing those high-paying activities on a regular, consistent basis, because that's where you'll get the success. That's where you'll get the compound effect as well, and that's where you'll inspire the many. So just believe in yourself and keep going.
I love that, honey. And can you just share with everyone what are some of the high-paying activities that you do as a bare minimum each day?
Absolutely. So I add friends. I go into my suggested friends and I add as many people that resemble my avatar, so people who I would like on my team. I then reach out to people. So I send people or I connect with people and yeah, just go that extra mile by reaching out to them and just asking them the question. And then I also do my follow-up. So they're the 3 minimum things that I do. But on a good day when I have at least an hour uninterrupted an uninterrupted hour, I will sit down and do my hour of power on Teamsy, which basically consists of connecting with people, connecting with your team, connecting with your customers, adding new friends, and reaching out to people, sending invitations, sending links, and all that fun stuff. So that's my bare minimum.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, honey. Now, Fiona, I'm going to finish with you, honey. What advice have you got for the newbies or anyone in particular that's on this journey?
Yes. Number one, be teachable. So don't think you can sort of do this on your own. And, you know, Mel's been one of those people that said to me, you know, she's always touched back in, don't feel like you have to do this on your own. Like if you are going through, because my business has been up and down and, you know, things change, life gets in the way. I'm also a teacher 2 days a week. She said, I can see you are trying to do it on your own, but we're here for your support network. So yeah, reaching up to your uplines, like they're always there for you and they've walked that path already. So I suppose be teachable and don't try and do this on your own. Stay close to the fire. Like getting on calls like this is really amazing. And I suppose hearing those product stories on like Girls Just Want to Have Funs and the Tuesday night call, because hearing those stories really makes you have self-belief in the product, what it can do for people, the business, because something that I didn't have is belief in myself with the business. But when you hear those calls, like the stories, it's just opens your eyes up. So yeah, staying close to the fire, doing things that scare you. I said to Mel, I'm never doing a live. I won't do lives. And I just did one the other day with a international teamie. We've created a friendship. She lives in Canada and we interviewed each other now. So I could never even dream of doing something like that. Like that's so out of my comfort zone. It's so far out of my comfort zone. It's not funny. But whenever I do things like that, really good things happen. Like I really notice that you're stepping into your own power. You're stepping into greatness. Like you're becoming the most authentic version of you. So I challenge myself most days. Well, I have been a bit slack lately, but sometimes when you do challenge yourself daily to do something out of your comfort zone, really amazing things start to happen and conversations open up that you weren't expecting. The universe has your back when you are starting to, you know, if you take that step, the universe takes a step further. So you have to take the first step before, or you could call it God or whatever you believe in. But I just believe that you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone for growth to happen, because nothing happens out of your comfort in your dead zone. It's your dead zone. If you're not growing, you're dying. So yeah, that's one other thing. And I suppose I just had a few notes I don't want to forget. Be a product of the product. You have to be on all the products, I think, to share this and living the mission. I've just started yoga again, and oh my goodness, I'm loving it. I forgot how much I loved yoga. So I think if you're sharing, people believe you more. They're not going to believe you if you're at Macca's, or if you're not living the mission. Like I just think if you're a product of the product, you're living the mission, you're inspirational to people. It's just easy. It's easy. Everything feels in flow. But if you're not grateful for what you have, the universe can't give you more. It's just a fact. Visualization really works. I find if I visualize what I want more, abundance opens up more. But if you can block yourself off from that if you're not. Yeah, it's just about being positive and grateful. And meditation is probably another really good thing that I've found. Having 15 minutes a day just to start the day on your own without the kids, just visualizing how you want the day to go. And I'm not perfect. Gosh, my business is not perfect, but they're one things. When I look back on when I've been really successful is when I've really done my rituals and when I've really been grateful for everything, and treat everyone like a somebody. I think don't give up on those relationships of people that have cancelled. I just had a customer 2 years ago when 3 years I started. She was one of my first customers. She's just reordered because I kept the doors open. I kept touching base with her. I didn't just discount the friendship, and now she's back on the premium. So I think, and team members, I keep in touch with my old teamies, and one of my teamies that's left is coming back to go on the products. So always keep the doors open, because you never know when your next customer or teamie is going to come back. Like, you just don't know. Life changes and this business comes around. Like, there are, you know, it's everyone's life changes and you never know when they might come back around. But that's all I think I had to say. Yeah, just I suppose love what you do and be you, because that's what people love about. They're drawn to you, and you'll find your tribe that way. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to share tonight, Christine.
Wow, wow, wow. You girls were phenomenal. I think we're going to have to invite you both back so you can have your own call, because the gold that you girls did tonight was amazing. And I just want to recap some of the stuff that both of you just shared at the end there, because I think that was really good advice for people who are maybe starting out, or maybe you've been in the business for a while but have lost track or feeling a little bit stuck. But Vanessa touched on, you know, doing those high paying activities. Now, for a lot of the time, a lot of us, and me in particular, when I started out in this business, I thought I was being really busy. I thought I was doing the business, but I wasn't doing the business at all. I wasn't doing any of the high paying activities. I was just being everybody's friend. I wasn't even asking the question. I wasn't even inviting people, you know. So make sure that you are doing those high paying activities, and eventually you're going to get through everybody that you know. So if you're not adding people every day that you can start a new conversation with, eventually you're going to run out of people, and you don't want to be that annoying person. Let's say you've only got like 250 friends on Facebook. You know, you're probably going to get through them in a month. And then you're going to be like, well, I just touched base with them. So make sure you're looking for people to add, but you don't have to add everybody. You want to be adding people like you. You know, if you're into fitness, look for other people that are into fitness. If you're into knitting, look for other people that are into knitting. I don't know why I said knitting, maybe because it's so cold. Being teachable is so important. Absolutely. If anyone has a question either before they jump off, just pop it in the chat and I'll get around to it. But being teachable is so key, and you know, we will help you build your confidence in this business. Yes, we're going to get you out of your comfort zone, but we're not going to push you that hard that it's going to scare you off and you're going to run. We're going to help build you up along the way. Exactly what Fiona's done. She used to say, yep, I'm not going to do Facebook Lives, but then eventually she did one and thought, well, this is not too bad. Then she's done another one, and then another one. Now she does ones for her teamies. Now she's jumping on and interviewing people and things like that. So you may think that you'll never ever do a Facebook Live, but don't ever rule these things out, because your confidence is going to grow. The self-development that you do is going to help you grow as a person as well. Staying close to the fire. How many of us at the moment have something going on in our personal life? Just two of us. Awesome. So we all have stuff going on in the background, right? And sometimes if we let it, it could totally take us out. We could sit there in our little pity party. That's never going to change. Life is never going to be perfect. We're always going to have this stuff coming at us, okay? So it's just, how are we going to react? How are we going to retreat and back away from the fire and go into isolation, or are we going to lean in and, you know, have the support of the community lift us up and have us vibrating at that higher level that Fiona spoke about? Doing things that scare you, absolutely, and being a product of the product. That's something that Vanessa and Fiona have both done really, really well, is, you know, really being that example of health and mindset. And it's not just, you know, what they're eating, it's how they're thinking, it's their thoughts, it's what they're putting out to other people, it's the infectious personalities that they have. That's why they're going so well, is because people want to be around them, because they have that positive outlook on life. And Simon Sinek says it best, you know, people don't care what you do, they care why you do it, okay? So I love that you brought that up, Fiona, because you guys need to share, you guys and girls need to share a little bit more why you do what you do, not what you do. Yeah, we've got products, we've got Amigas, like the Amiga's going nuts at the moment, but why do you do it? You know, why are you sharing these products with people, you know? So, yeah, I thought that was really good advice, girls. If no one has any questions, don't tell me no one has any questions. I'm going to finish with the final question that we finish all these calls with. So, Fiona, I'm going to start with you first, and it's, if you could put anything on a billboard for the world to see, what would you put on the billboard?
Oh no, you didn't tell me this one.
I know, I snuck it in.
It's got to be your vibe attracts your tribe, or something about gratitude. You know, I just believe that if everyone is the gratitude and being grateful, then the world will be a whole different place. Probably your vibe attracts your tribe. Or just something positive.
Sounds like you need more than one billboard.
Yeah, I do. Definitely something about gratitude.
Awesome. Thanks, honey. And Vanessa, what about you, honey? What would you put on a billboard if you could put anything for the world to see?
It would have to be the quote that my mum embedded in me all my life, which is, you can do anything you set your mind to. And it's funny, it's taken me until, I'm an adult to actually understand what that meant. And yeah, it's literally the truth. If you have your mindset correct, if you believe it in here, you can literally achieve it. So yeah, you can do anything you set your mind to.
I love that. I love that. And it's so true. Like, your body is trying to keep you comfortable, but you need to know that your mind is stronger than your body. So on those mornings that are cold and you want to stay in bed, that's just your body playing safe and trying to keep you in your comfort zone. So make sure that your mind is telling your body who is boss, okay? And use that mindset to keep projecting yourself forward. It is absolutely amazing. I love that, ladies. What an outstanding call. Who has loved this call? Give me a show of hands, feet, whatever you can shove up. Everyone's loved it. Absolutely brilliant, girls. You two are a shining light in so many lives, and we are absolutely honoured to have you both on here sharing from your huge hearts tonight. So thank you so much. Bring yourselves off mute, everybody, and thank these gorgeous girls for their time.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Thank